What's going on, everybody? This is your host, the Illest. Welcome to the Blueprint, episode 23. Today we'll be taking a look at Streets of Rage 4. This is a 2D action beat-em-up game. This game can also be played as single player or as multiplayer. This game is developed by .emu and Lizard Cube and Guard Crush. Publishers are .mu, Eureka Studio. Alright, first we'll be taking a look at the pros and then the cons, and then give it dislikes and likes, and then finally we'll give it a final verdict. Okay, so the first pro is you've got plenty of content to go through. That includes story, stage select, arcade, boss rush, training, battle, Mr. X Nightmare, or join online games. You can choose fighting tips, select extra to view a gallery of artwork, and options to change graphics and audio settings, and controller settings, keyboard settings, and then you've got exit. And this adds up to a good amount of replay value. And the third pro is that you have 3 save slots to choose from. The fourth pro is that you can select the difficult settings. This way you can play the game how you want to play it. The fifth pro is that you have the convenience of selecting from 7 characters, and the 3 characters to your right that are grayed out, those have to be unlocked through completing objectives. I'm not going to do multiplayer because nobody plays online. The first like is the story. The story is pretty simple and straightforward. You have this theme of a corrupt city, and you have vigilantes that are there to restore order. The sixth pro is that you can monitor and gauge your health bar, and let's see, you can gain points after you defeat an enemy. Alright, so the first con is that each difficulty settings have their own cap limit of how many lifespan you can use. So for example, the harder your difficulty setting is, the lower your cap limit for your lifespan is. The seventh pro is that you can collect money to gain more points. When you acquire a certain amount of points, your lifespan can be increased. The eighth pro is that whenever you land a combo hit, it'll display how many hits had been landed, and this is so if you're calculating how many points should be acquired. The ninth pro is that you can pick up weapons and use them to deal more damage to the enemy. The second con and dislike is your attack moves are pretty much the same, and that's just punches and kicks, but you also have air attacks. The 10th pro is that whenever you land a hit on an enemy, it'll display how much life is left in him or her. Alright, let's go over the graphics. So the graphics look really good. It has a comic book feel to it, so it kind of gives off the vibe of a sharp and clean look. Alright, let's go over the audio. So the audio music soundtrack can get repetitive and people can get very easily annoyed by it. And the last pro is that you have training, which teaches you basic moves, grab moves, special moves, weapons and pickups, your offensive tricks, and each character's distinct moves. The last con and last dislike is some of the combo moves are clunky to use, so you don't have a very linear way of doing these combos. Alright, let's give it a final verdict. So I give this game a 9 as in being an excellent beat 'em up game.